Hey everybody, Will here from HyperShock. This is last year's self-righting arm off the robot. It sat on top, and the idea was that if we ever got flipped over, which happened a couple times.
Out of HyperShock to begin and flips him on over. Oh, and he takes fight force.
Oh, and don't forget this one.
Box out of the arena. And it looks like, HyperShock, remember he told us he was having trouble with the self-righting mechanism. Can he get back over?
It would actuate and flip us back over. We had some electrical issues while we were at the event, so unfortunately we never got to really show it off. But for Orlando Maker Faire back in November, it was working great. Here, take a look.
HyperShock unfortunately not able to make it working. Dusty grab the ride. Good touch down. Nice self-riding move by HyperShock.
Woo!
HyperShock out of the clutches line.
This is the one time his self-righting mechanism actually worked.
So it worked. It worked really well. It never failed. It kept going. It flipped a lot of times because we kept getting flipped over. But that's not the point. It was fine. So we don't need to change anything, right?
Wrong.
There's one fundamental problem with this whole thing, and that's shock absorption. There's no means for it at all. There's no clutch. There's no shock coupling isolators. Nada. It's a chain drive directly into a harmonic drive. Here's a link to a harmonic drive kind of quick video, but basically it's 3 parts. It's a wave generator, which is kind of this flexi bearing thing. Flex spline, which is cup that kind of takes all the torque with the output here, and the circular spline, which is hard mounted to the gearbox. And they're very cool, but they're delicate. And we were kind of on the edge of what they're supposed to do and then some. So if we could bring some robustness back to the system, that'd be great. So how do we do that? Well, we have some parts. So we got some new parts made by our sponsor, Xometry. The big thing is we needed a multi-part solution. We needed to have something that mounted to the arm itself. We needed a different part that mounted to the sprocket. We want to be able to change sprockets out because last year's was all one piece. So it was great, but if this got damaged, you're hosed. If any parts here got damaged, you're hosed. And it was all one solid thing, so no shock isolation at all. So there are some parts that do it all. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at what we have here. These are the 4 new parts from Xometry. This is a stator mount for the new motor. So we are going to do a little bit more of a custom solution for the motor this year. So that will mount like that. And then this is the magic hub. This is what's replacing this assembly. So you have the center part of the hub, which has some interfacing features for this sprocket. So we can either swap this out if it gets damaged, or if we want to change this reduction, we can swap this out for a bigger one or a smaller one. And then you'll notice that here we have this weird kind of nub spline shape as one on the other side. And that interfaces with one of these, which will be a custom cast urethane bushing. And then on the inside of that, you'll notice this pattern. So the idea here is that this clicks on here, and this interfaces inside here. So that when one of the giant hammers, or like Beta or Shatter or Chomp the Walking Death Machine, hits the self-righter arm really hard, instead of everything shattering and breaking this, that urethane piece will take up a whole bunch of that load. So it'll give us a lot more durability and should be a great little solution. So instead of the one complicated part from last year, we'll have this nice assembly which does all the same jobs and more. We're really excited to put it all together. If you need parts made for your project, go to Xometry.com and upload your files to the instant quoting engine. Because they work with real machine shops, you can get real parts made real fast. So that's our solution. We think it's a lot more durable, robust, and a lot more serviceable than last year's solution. So we're really excited to give it a shot and try it out, flip it over a couple times, see if it'll do the thing. Next things for us are assembling everything, putting it all together, and turning these 3D printed prototypes into real cast urethane bushings. So we'll see you on the next one.